A very long time ago, a king went hunting and lost his way in a dense forest. Extremely thirsty and searching for a path, he reached a place where a woodcutter was chopping wood. The woodcutter helped the king, offered him water, and showed him the way out of the forest. The king thanked him and said, "Good man, you must visit my palace. I want to reward you." A few days later, the woodcutter set out for the king's palace. On the way, he thought, "If the king asks me what I want as a reward, I will ask for a place full of trees. I will cut those trees, make charcoal, and sell it in the market. I will earn a lot of money." Thinking this, he reached the palace. He introduced himself to the guard, who took him to the king. The kind-hearted king said, "Ask, good man, what do you desire?" The woodcutter shared his wish with the king. The king thought for a moment, then smiled and said to his minister, "Give him my sandalwood garden, the place where, as far as the eye can see, there are only sandalwood trees." The woodcutter took the reward he had wished for and started his return journey. When he saw the vast garden filled with trees, he was overjoyed. He thought that within a few days, he would become a rich man. Every day, he cut trees. Every night, he burned them into charcoal. And the next day, he sold it in the market. Many years passed, but he gained no significant profit. Now only a few trees were left, and his income and lifestyle were exactly the same as before. He had made no progress at all. One day, the king thought, "Let me visit the woodcutter. He must be a wealthy man by now. Perhaps he has built a fine home, too." But when the king reached the sandalwood garden, he was shocked. More than half the garden was burned down. Blackened ground stretched everywhere, and the whole place looked like a terrifying wasteland. The king asked, "What have you done?" The woodcutter replied, "Your Majesty, I thought if I cut the trees and made charcoal, I would become rich. I cut all the wood, and now only a few trees are left. But my income is the same as before. The only difference is that earlier I made charcoal in the forest, and now I make it here, in this garden." The king understood everything at once. He said, "Take the remaining wood, only a few meters of it now, and go sell it in the market." The woodcutter obeyed. He went to the market and began calling out to sell the sandalwood. Within moments, many buyers gathered and started bidding. Finally, he sold the wood to the highest bidder. He had never seen such a large amount of money in his life. Returning to the king, he said, "Such a small amount of wood was sold for such a high price, and I burned the rest of it into charcoal and wasted it." The king said, "I gave you this garden so that you would use some of the trees to grow new ones and sell some to become wealthy. But in your foolishness, you destroyed the entire garden. Now nothing is left except regret." This story teaches us two important lessons. 1. A person's soul is like a sandalwood garden, and our breaths are like sandalwood trees. We burn these precious breaths through bad deeds, anger, lies, greed, jealousy, hatred, and wrongdoing. We forget that just as one tree can grow another tree, in the same way, each breath used for kindness, hope, compassion, honesty, mercy, and goodness can change many lives. When only a few breaths are left, we realize too late that nothing remains except regret. 2. Sometimes God gives us far more than what we ask for. But due to our lack of understanding, we misuse His blessings. We forget why He gave them to us or how to use them correctly. Like the woodcutter, we waste the gift and end up with nothing but emptiness.